Well, good afternoon. Normally, I congratulate you on making it to Wednesday when we have a weekday game, but today I've got better news. It's Thursday, and it's time for the semifinals here at the JFK Coliseum in Manchester. I'm Adam LaFleur bringing you Lancer hockey here this afternoon as the Lancers try to capture their first appearance in a state championship game in school history. They have never made it past a semifinal game. So Londonderry, of course, going to try to change that here today against their big rivals from Derry, the Pinkerton Astros. Lancers are the third seed coming into this game in Division I. Londonderry, through the regular season, posted a record of 14-4. Good for 56 points for the Lancers and the third seed here this afternoon. On the other side of things, it is the seventh-seeded Pinkerton Astros. They posted a record of 8-2 through the regular season, good for 36 points. Pinkerton on last Saturday, March 8th, defeated the second-seeded Salem Blue Devils by a score of 2-0 at Salem's Ice Center to advance to this game here today. So Pinkerton pulling off a, not a huge upset, but a considerable one worth noting as they knocked off Salem to make their semifinal appearance here today against the Lancers. This is the first of two games to be played here today. The second one will pit the number one seeded St. Thomas Saints against the fourth seeded Manchester Central Little Green. That game will immediately follow this one and determine the other finalist who will move on to play at the Verizon Wireless Arena come Saturday the 15th, just 2 days from now. The two teams warm up in their respective ends now as the buzzer sounds to end the warm-up time. We'll meet the starting lineups for both teams in just a moment here this afternoon. We're glad you could join us for semifinal hockey, the Lancers and the Pinkerton Astros here at JFK Coliseum on this Thursday afternoon, March 13th. John Hamilton starting on defense for the Astros. Also on defense, Josh Barton for Pinkerton. Starting up front, it will be Ethan Landry, number 11. Right winger for the Astros, Giovanni Corsetto. And at center for the Astros, Bailey Walsh. Now we'll meet the netminder for Pinkerton. It is Brendan Murphy, number 35. So there they are, the starting six for the Pinkerton Astros. Head coach of Pinkerton is Joey Lee. His assistants are Ryan Piper and Jim Fletcher. Now we'll meet the starting lineup for your Londonderry Lancers. First, the defensive pairing. It's going to be sophomore Mark Leach. Also on defense, Brett Evangelista, assistant captain of your Lancers. At left wing, Curtis Harper. Right winger is going to be Cooper Roy. And at center ice for your Lancers, it's going to be the captain, number 25, Mr. Eric Coburn. Netminder, number 1, Joe McGrath. Lancers are coached by Peter Bedford, assistants Matt Davis and David Allen. As we get set to honor the United States of America with our national anthem, let's go down to ice level. And there you have it. God bless the United States of America as we get set for semifinal action between Londonderry and Pinkerton here this afternoon. We should note that both of these teams should be well rested because neither school had school today due to some inclement weather passing through the area this morning. Both Londonderry and Derry canceled school, so these teams should be well rested and ready to go here this afternoon. They did have to wait an extra day to play this game. Originally, it was supposed to be yesterday, March 12th, but it was postponed to today due to that same tempestuous weather. As the starting lineups for both teams will discuss some strategy. Actually, the entire Lancer team talking things over in front of their net. Lancers, as we mentioned a few moments ago, have never made it past a semifinal game to the state championship battle. They're going to try to do that for the first time here today. Pinkerton, on the other side of things, has been there before. They have played more than once. A few blocks to the west of here at the Verizon Wireless Arena in the state championship game. So we're set to go here. Semifinal action, Lancers and the Astros. Captain Eric Coburn of the Lancers going to take the opening draw against Pinkerton's Bailey Walsh. They signal to the netminders to make sure we're set to go. And here we go, underway between Londonderry and Pinkerton. Off the draw, Astros ship it down into the Lancer end. Far corner, Ethan Landry looking forward over there for the Astros. Brad Evangelista gets a free for the Lancers. Here's Evangelista out over the red line, sending one down, in on goal. Murphy makes the pad stop, and he doesn't take a chance there, covering it up quickly for our first stoppage here, just 15 seconds into the game. Drop it on the far side now, same two centers, Coburn and Walsh will take the draw. This time the Astros get control yet again. It is Josh Barton clearing around behind his own net to the near side, finds its way out to center, and a backhand by Cooper Roy found its way back down towards the Lancer end, and then it went out of play into the public address announcer's box here right below us. So they'll drop it at neutral ice off to the near side. Curtis Harper will take this draw for the Lancers. Astros have Bailey Walsh in there once again to take it. Now this time it was caught in sticks for a moment, then it slides all the way down into the Astros end. Back there along the end boards, Josh Hamilton getting a stick on it for Pinkerton. Over to the far side, some help from Corsetto to clear it out to neutral ice. Lancers send it right back the other way. Barton trying to turn that one around for the Lancers. Now it's Coburn at the Astros blue line. Dumps one down to the far corner. Londonderry comes off on a line change. Goes in along the end boards. A few bodies in there digging for it. Now at the far point, Moriarty and Leach both looking for it for the Lancers. It squirts out to neutral ice, however. That duo unable to hold it in. And now we've got an offside call off to the far side as puck went out and came back in. Moriarty was called there, offsides. 14:01 remaining in this first period as we're just about a minute in. Drop it at center ice now. Moriarty on the draw against Pinkerton's Ryan Day. And Pinkerton wins the faceoff yet again. Lancers not getting any of the draws here in the first minute of play. We'll have to work on that as we continue. But here's Moriarty working it down the near side, however. Along the half wall, he couldn't hold it in. Came out to center. Lucas Poulin sends it down to the near corner. In behind that Pinkerton net it goes to the far side. Steve Leonard on it for the Astros. This one is sent out all the way down. Far corner, then it came over to the side of the net where McGrath sticked it aside for Poulin. Now it's Jason Parker feeding up ahead for Mike Donlin. Along the far side, came back out to neutral ice where Colby Austin tried to chip one ahead for the Lancers. Back and forth they go. Here come the Astros the other way. It is Ryan Day trying to work it through the slot and fine. That was Ryan Monty. Couple of Ryans out there for the Astros. They couldn't get the shot away. Now in the near corner, Monty once again looking for it for Pinkerton. And Day in there to help him out, keep it along the end boards. It's caught in skates, and then it was caught under the body of Pinkerton's Prendergast there along the end boards. Now a shot wide of the near post came from Seamus Doherty of the Astros at the blue line. Lancers pick it up, clear that rebound out of harm's way all the way down the ice. Both teams will make changes here as it goes to the far side where Ryan Monty sends it down into Lancer territory for the Astros. Near corner now, Christie looking for it for Pinkerton, the number 8, but he can't do much with it there as it's taken away by Alex LaPlante of the Lancers. Then a shot turned on wide by the Astros. Now Nick Donnelly along the near side boards. Clears it out to neutral ice where it's Steve Leonard. Off to the far side, sending this one right back down. Now Colby Austin turns and tries to connect with Frank Winters along the far side half wall. Astros get it free and hold this one in. It is Christie working his way to the front of the net, shooting one. Found its way through the edge of the crease, but no one was able to whack away at it in front for the Astros. Then both Nick Donnelly and his man Tim Cronin went down off to the near boards. Pinkerton still holding in, turning and trying to shoot. It was Christie there. Now comes into the slot. Down low, that was Cronin. Firing it wide of the far post. Now far point, long shot comes in front, look out. Poulin got a stick on that one to steer it up into the protective netting and out of play. Astros putting on the early pressure here. With 11:53 remaining here in period number one. Drop it off to the near side, Harper, and that was Bailey Walsh on the draw for the Astros. Lancers won it back, and they managed to clear it out of center. Coburn now working it down the far side in the offensive zone. Long shot on. Murphy tried to get a piece of that one with the glove. I believe it went over the net. Then it's Harper in the near corner firing one on from a tough angle. Murphy settles that one down. He'll hold on for the whistle and the stoppage. Now Harper and Walsh going to take the draw on the near side. Net came off the moorings in behind Brendan Murphy, so they'll have to fix that. The officials put it back in place. As it's set to drop it here. Harper got just a piece of that one, and Coburn then took it in from behind him, backhanded one through the slot. Nobody home for Londonderry. Now it comes to the front. Coburn unable to get a shot away from the edge of the crease. Then it's Harper turning, firing it wide, comes to the near corner. Leach in there looking for it for the Lancers, but he can't get a stick on it. Multiple bodies in there, 3 Lancers and 1 Astros player now along the near side. Coburn gives it over to Harper, who shoots one wide of the far post. Now Leach was in there along the end boards, couldn't get a stick on it. It comes out to neutral ice. Coburn settles it down, finds Harper at the far side. He shoots one from the far point. That one is gloved and held by Murphy. Probably would have missed the net if he had not gotten his catching glove on that one. But we'll get a whistle nonetheless with 11:03 remaining in this first period. Londonderry and Pinkerton here. Semifinal action from the JFK Coliseum on this Thursday afternoon. As it's Day and Moriarty on the draw off to the far side. And it came out to neutral ice, then went over the glass along the far side, just about at the red line. So that will bring the face-off all the way down into the Lancers' end, as they'll rule that it went out of play off a Lancer stick there. The glass is exceptionally low here at the JFK Coliseum on the far side, so we'll probably see quite a few pucks going over it out of play here this afternoon. Astros controlling it down in the Lancer end. Far corner now, Ryan Day looking for it. Multiple bodies in there once again. Day was taken down. Now it's Colby Austin working around for the Lancers on the end boards. Came into the near circle. We're turning and shooting one was Ryan Monty. A very weak looking shot there. Nothing doing as it comes back out to neutral ice. And we're going to have stoppage here, perhaps for a hand pass of sorts. The face-off is going to come back down into the Astros end. And it's Alex LaPlante on the draw. Lancers control. Nick Donnelly now near corner. Goes back in behind the Pinkerton net. Josh Hamilton along the end boards trying to clear it out to neutral ice for the Astros. Couldn't quite do so. Then the Lancers have to clear the zone to avoid being offsides. That will allow Pinkerton to come right back out the other way. Tyler Poole with it now. Goes down into the Londonderry end. Mark Leach over there. Lost it. It's taken away by Poole once again for Pinkerton. Now it comes to the near side half wall. Donnelly on it there for the Lancers. Got it out to neutral ice, so it's sent right back in by Hamilton. Astros have to clear the zone now to avoid the offside call. Near boards now, Donnelly working it up ahead. He finds Alex LaPlante down the near side for the Lancers. Top of the far circle. Here's LaPlante working his way to the front of the net. Puck goes in. Score! Alex LaPlante not giving up as he was tripped up on the play. There was a delayed penalty call up coming, but he finished it as he beats Brendan Murphy. Puck goes in the back of the net. Lancers score and take the 1-0 lead. So there was going to be a delayed penalty against Pinkerton, but because LaPlante was able to put the puck in the back of the net, kind of a slow roller there that gets behind Murphy, Londonderry will take the 1-0 lead. They're going to have to come over to the timekeeper's box to sort this one out. Now they've got it up on the board. It's official. Lancers 1, the Astros 0 here with 9:45 remaining in the first period. As Alex LaPlante opens the scoring for Londonderry, we'll wait to see who they give the assist to when they announce that in just a moment. Goes to the far side now. Astros down in the Lancer end, but it's taken away by Brett Evangelista. Behind his own net, he feeds one looking for Harper along the near side half wall. Astros hold it in, however. Now Mark Leach down low. Far corner, he works it up the far side now. In there, Cooper Roy trying to help out. Then Roy went down. That allows Pinkerton's Corsetto to work it around. It's taken away in the slot by Evangelista and cleared out and down. Icing is the call against the Lancers. And they're going to give it to Frank Winters. That is not what I thought. So check that. It was not the look out, Astros in front here. Comes out to the high slot looking to shoot was Seamus Doherty. Then the Lancers clear it out of harm's way. So they give the Londonderry goal to Frank Winters. It was not Alex LaPlante, who I thought it was on the play. It was Winters, so pardon me there. Frank Winters gives Londonderry the 1-0 lead. Here, as he followed up on a very nice effort to finish that play after being tripped up and managed to put the puck in behind Murphy. So Frank Winters makes it 1-0 for the Lancers. Time of the goal was 5:15 of this first period. Now down into that Astros end it goes once more. Moriarty feeds one to Parker. In the slot, he couldn't shoot. It's taken away by Pinkerton. Ryan Monty working it the other way. He fires one wide of the top left corner. Ricochets off the boards in behind. Pinkerton holding it in. The near point, Ryan Day with a backhand to keep the rush alive. Then the Lancers get it out. Moriarty now over the red line. Leaves it there for Parker as Moriarty fell down in the play. Then Parker fired a shot that went wide into the far corner. Londonderry holding it in now. It comes to the near side. Then it's shot out of play. Look out, that one almost came into the press box there, as it's shot up above the Pinkerton bench. And going to have a stoppage here as the they were going to whistle it dead on the far side. I thought for a possible infraction against Pinkerton, but nothing doing there, as the puck was then shot right out of play just moments later. Now here come the Astros out to center over the red line. Ryan Christie with it. Works it down into the near corner, where taken into the end boards there was Colby Austin by his man. That was Pinkerton's Hamilton. Now along the near boards, Hamilton and Nick Donnelly in there looking for it. This one is whistled dead, and the faceoff's going to come out and back down into the Astros end. The Pinkerton fans don't like that at all. Londonderry will take it, though. Offensive zone draw. Won by the Lancers, Alex LaPlante to Nick Donnelly, who tried to shoot one on. It hit a body of Hamilton in front. Goes to the far boards now, where it's picked up by Hamilton. He feeds it up ahead to Tim Cronin. And out come the Astros. Working it down now, Ryan Christie over the blue line. Lancers get it right back out. Neutral ice now. Couple of bodies looking for it. It's Lucas Poulin. Comes up with it for the Lancers. Over the red line. Poulin into the offensive zone. He was bodied off that play by two Pinkerton defenders. That allows the Astros to come out the other way. Christie now in the slot. Fires one wide of the far post. Look out. Hamilton sent, or excuse me, Cronin rather, sent that rebound right through the crease. No one home for a shot for the Astros. Now in the near corner, Donnelly picks it up for the Lancers. Londonderry can't clear it out. Look out. Pinkerton moving it down low into the slot, and shooting was Corsetto. Up high there, but we've got us a cross-checking call coming up here. It's going to be our first penalty of this game, and it's going to go against the Lancers. Colby Austin to the box. As he gets the gate for cross-checking, that took place off slightly to the near side along the inboards off to the right of the Lancers net just a couple of moments ago. So with 6:40 remaining in period number 1, the Astros head to the first power play of this game. They're looking to tie the score at 1. But the Lancers clear it out and down right away. So Pinkerton will have to regroup. Josh Hamilton working out from behind his own net. He'll bring it out over the red line. Hamilton dumps this one down to an open corner near side. McGrath out to play it around, sticks it right back to the near side where Harper couldn't quite get it out. It's held in by Pinkerton's Hamilton, and then taking a shot from the far point was Walsh. It was up high, he missed everything, and then the Lancers clear it out. Curtis Harper sending that one all the way down. 1:19 left in the Lancer penalty against Colby Austin as this shot comes on from Pinkerton's Ethan Landry. Pad save there by McGrath. He'll cover it up for the whistle. Moriarty and Tyler Poole on this draw off to the far side. Astros win it. It is Corsetto working it around. Out to the line, he found Walsh. Walsh right back to Corsetto. Then it's stolen away nicely by Moriarty for the Lancers and sent down the ice on goal. Murphy sticks it aside for his defense there of Bailey Walsh, but then the Lancers pick it up, clear it right back down. Good penalty kill so far here for the Lancers. 51 seconds left in the cross-checking call on Colby Austin. Here's Josh Hamilton working it down the near side. He dropped it off for Corsetto, but Pinkerton's Giovanni Corsetto couldn't get a stick on it to hold it in. Came out to neutral ice, then back down into that Lancer end. Corsetto once again into the near corner. Now behind the net it goes. Landry looking for it there for Pinkerton. Out to the far side. Walsh over there. Holding it at the far point. Now down low it goes for Tyler Poole. In there trying to break it up. Brett Evangelista on defense for the Lancers. Poole gets it away from him. Working it through the far circle. Backhander from close range. Drifting on net there by Poole. Look out. It's loose in the crease. Moriarty can't clear it out. And then look out. Everybody goes careening into the net. It comes off the moorings and the Lancers get a break there. Good thing that net came loose to warrant a whistle because Pinkerton's Steve Leonard could have had a point-blank shot from the high slot between the circles, but before he could get the shot away, everybody, it seemed, when falling into the net, it came loose, and so the Lancers will get a breather. .454 remaining in period number 1 here today. And Mark Leach is going to go to the box now. A roughing call against Leach as he was in that scrum in front of the net. So they're going to call Leach for roughing here. So for 12 seconds now, the Astros have a 5-on-3 power play. Lancers clear it out, however. Steve Leonard will regroup back in his own end for Pinkerton. Up over the red line he comes. Sends one down the far side. Getting in the way of that one was Coburn. Astros have to go back and regroup. It's Ryan Christie, the captain. Up ahead he finds Michael Belmore down the near side into the corner for the Astros. Now behind that Lancer net, it is Lucas Poulin in there looking for it for the Lancers. Get some help from Coburn, who gets it free far corner, and he sends this one out all the way down. Now the penalty against Colby Austin has expired. There's 1:22 left in the Leach minor for roughing. So the Astros here, as we head into the late stages of this opening period, getting some ample power play time here, but the Lancers successful on the penalty kill so far. Now it is Coburn sending this one up ahead. He finds Harper trying to put together a short-handed bid here. He clears it into the slot where it's picked up by Pinkerton's Ryan Christie. The captain of the Astros sends this one back out over the red line, looking to connect with Corsetto, but getting in the way of that one, Lucas Poulin. Now Pinkerton gets it back, sends it down into the near corner. Colby Austin there at the near edge of the crease, cleared it behind his own net, and it's Moriarty bringing it up the far side. That one got ahead of him and allowed Pinkerton's Josh Hamilton to backhand it up ahead for Bailey Walsh over there. Almost could have been a shorthanded chance there for Moriarty, but not quite in the nick of time. Astros have it once more along the end boards. Now to the far side it goes. Corsetto out to the line for, Walsh. Back down low to Corsetto. He gets it back right in front of the net. Mike Donlan gets in the way of that one. He clears it out and all the way down. Nice effort there by Donlan for the Lancers on the penalty kill. 10 seconds left in the roughing call against Mark Leach. Pinkerton bringing it out. Bailey Walsh once again. He works it down the far side now into the corner. Got a little bit ahead of him, but he gets it right back, settles it down. Looking to send it over to Ethan Landry. Along the near side now and behind the net it goes Evangelista. Lancers trying to clear it out here. Can't do so. Belmore with it for Pinkerton. He's taken down by his man Evangelista in the far corner. Now to the near side it comes Ryan Monty. On it there for the Astros in the corner. Monty, he and his man Colby Austin trade some shoves there. Monty still holding on to it. Now it's poked away by Coburn. He's got it along the end boards behind his own net. Can't clear it out, however. Bailey Walsh there for the Astros. Backhands one that goes behind the net. Couldn't find its way through the crease. As it comes back to the near side. In there was Belmore, but instead Coburn picks it up for the Lancers, and Londonderry manages to clear it out, get a breather here. 2:07 remaining in this first period. Lancers 1 and the Pinkerton Astros nothing on a goal by Frank Winters at 5:15 of this opening period. That is where we stand as the Lancers the Astros send this one down into the Lancers' end, rather. It's an icing call against Pinkerton. We're glad you could join us for Lancer hockey on this Thursday afternoon, March 13th. Semi-final action here today from the JFK Coliseum in Manchester. Londonderry and Pinkerton. I'm Adam LaFleur. We're glad to have you with us here today as the Lancers try to hold this one into the Pinkerton end. It goes down along the end boards. In there looking for it, Nick Donnelly. Couldn't get the stick on it, however, as Tyler Poole comes up with it for the Astros. Goes down into the Londonderry end only for a moment, though, as Evangelista cleared it back up in the Lancers' attack direction. Back and forth they go here. Comes right back to Evangelista. Now Mark Leach to the near side finds Nick Donnelly. Pinkerton trying to hold it in at the near point into the Lancers' own zone. They cannot do so, however. As back and forth they go here. 1:15 left. Now in this first period, they'll whistle it dead for another icing call against the Astros. As Pinkerton is now 0 for 2 on the power play. Lancers have yet to have an opportunity with the man advantage. But they got the penalty kill working today and used it to preserve their 1-0 lead here a couple minutes ago. And now we've got a delayed penalty coming up. It looks to be on Pinkerton. Yes, it will be. It is a interference call, and it's going to go against the Astros' number 11, Ethan Landry. So for the first time here this afternoon, the Lancers head to the power play with 1:04 remaining in this opening period. Chance to go up 2-0 before the break. If not, they'll carry over some of that time to start the second period, but the Astros quickly winning the draw, clearing it all the way down. 54 seconds remaining here in period number 1. Mark Leach works it out of his own end, up over the red line for Harper. Now he brings it down the near side, clears one in, ricochets off the glass to the far side. Coburn in the corner. He'll work it behind the net. Comes in front for the close range shot from Cooper Roy. Pad save by Murphy, and he will cover it up for the whistle. With 39.7 seconds remaining here in this opening period. .136 left in this Lancer power play. Off the draw, Coburn in there trying to win it back for the Lancers, but instead it's Bailey Walsh getting the stick on it for the Lancers. He gets a backhand on that to send it slowly all the way down. Along the end boards now, Evangelista over to Coburn. He'll bring it up the near side. Over the red line now as the Lancers try to mount one last offensive rush before we conclude this first period. To the far corner it goes. Cooper Roy over there. Down low, Coburn along the end boards. He has it at the edge of the crease. Sends one in front. Shot on by Cooper Roy from the far edge of the crease. Pad saved by Bailey Walsh. Then Harper right there at the near post. Now trying to bury that one. Net then comes off the moorings. Oh my goodness. Couldn't get much closer than that as Curtis Harper couldn't put it home there. He had a mostly wide open net to shoot at. He caught Murphy, the Pinkerton netminder, out of position, but couldn't quite put it home. So we'll get a breather with 2.1 seconds remaining in this opening period. It's time for one more draw off to the near side. Harper in to take it against Walsh. So the officials are discussing some things here. Then they drop it. Astros win the draw. Walsh back to Doherty as time expires here in this opening period. So the Lancers will have 56 seconds of carryover power play time to start the second, barring any further penalties, as Pinkerton's Ethan Landry will sit for the remainder of his interference call when we return for period number 2. But through the opening 15 minutes, the Lancers have the only goal on the board. Frank Winters, the unassisted tally at 5:15 of period number 1. And the Lancers carry the 1-0 lead into the dressing room for today's first intermission. So I apologize. I gave Alex LaPlante the credit for the goal at the time. It was Frank Winters, rather. So Winters puts the Lancers up 1-0. That's where we're going to stand heading into this first intermission. Stay tuned. Second period action coming up between Londonderry and Pinkerton in this semifinal game in just a moment. I'm Adam LaFleur. Stay with us. Welcome back for second period action. Lancers and the Pinkerton Astros here this afternoon. And through one period of play, it is the Londonderry Lancers 1 and the Pinkerton Astros 0. A goal by Frank Winters is the difference here thus far, as Winters scored at 5:15 of the opening period. They give the Lancers the 1-0 lead, where we stand heading into period number 2. We're glad you could join us for semifinal action of Lancer hockey here from the JFK Coliseum on this Wednesday, March 13th. I'm Adam LaFleur, bringing you Lancer hockey as we have had the privilege to do throughout the regular season, and again here today. Lancers trying to advance to the state championship game at the Verizon Wireless Arena on Saturday. If they do so, it will be their first state championship game appearance in school history. First, they got to get past the Astros here today, as they're set to drop it at center for period number 2. Eric Coburn and Bailey Walsh on the draw. Astros win it back. It is Hamilton at his own blue line. He chips it ahead, where they find Ryan Christie, who chips this one down the far side. Along the end boards, Mark Leach picking it up for the Lancers, leaves it there for Coburn. He works it around the far circle, now out over the red line. Coburn at neutral ice, up ahead, chips one down. No one there in the lower part of the slot to get a stick on it for the Lancers. Coburn now once again working out of the far corner, turning and shooting one wide. And it came back down in the near corner, out to the line. Harper unable to hold it in with some help from Evangelista. It's Walsh trying to get away from, get ahead of Evangelista and go in on the partial breakaway for the Astros, but he could not do so, however. Nice play by Evangelista to break that one up. Now Cooper Roy in behind, unable to connect with his man Evangelista in front. Coburn now. And behind the net, sends one through the edge of the crease, hit a skate of Pinkerton's Walsh, and now the Astros come right back out with it. It is Ethan Landry moving it down the near side, and they whistle the play dead here. The Lancers had 56 seconds of carryover power play time, which is now expired to start this second period. They did not take it off the scoreboard as soon as they should have. They just corrected that error now as we're back 5 aside. So the Lancers are now 0 for 1 on the power play. Astros are 0 for 2. We've seen a total of 3 penalties here so far this afternoon. It's going to be Tyler Poole on the draw against Matt Moriarty. At neutral ice off to the far side, Astros win it back. Seamus Doherty on it there, but the Lancers send it down into the Pinkerton end. Goes along the end boards. Astros going to touch up here, and we've got a neutral ice draw coming up. Looked like no penalty call on the play. Looked briefly like they were going to call something, but they don't, so they drop it on the far side. And neutral ice. Lancers unable to win the draw yet again. They've got to work on those faceoffs. Pinkerton has won, I would say, 90% of the faceoffs here so far. And they send this one down deep into the Lancers' end. Results in an icing call against the Astros. So an offensive zone draw for Londonderry here now. They've got to work on getting some of these face-offs, as Moriarty is going to take it against Ryan Day. And Pinkerton controls it once again. On the far boards now, Belmore trying to clear it out, can't do so. Held in at the far point for the long shot from Lucas Poulin. That one floated through the crease and then found its way to the near corner. No one was at the near edge of the crease to tap it home for the Lancers. Now it is Hamilton down low looking for it deep in his own end for the Astros. Comes up with it, backhands this one out to the line. Jason Parker nicely there holds it in. Edge of the near circle now. Hamilton once again can't backhand this one all the way out as Moriarty held it in near point. Now Hamilton once more down along the end boards. He works it out in front of his own net, stolen away by Moriarty. Then Pinkerton gets it right back. It's Belmore working it out to neutral ice. As back and forth they go here in the early stages of period number 2. Astros, Michael Belmore sending this one up ahead once again. Now trying to steal it away. Frank Winters in between the circles there, but getting in the way of that one was Josh Barton of the Astros. Winters, the goal scorer for the Lancers back in period number 1. That's the difference as Londonderry leads it 1-0 so far. Out to the line, it comes to Colby Austin. Shot tipped in front. Score! Not once, not twice. Excuse me, yes it is twice. I should say twice. Frank Winters does it again. He tips the shot in front. Original shot came from Colby Austin at the center point area. It was tipped in front by Frank Winters, and he puts Londonderry up 2-0. So Winters with his second of the game, and the Lancers go up by a pair with 12:21 currently remaining here in this second period. Londonderry 2, Pinkerton 0. It should be Winters from Colby Austin. And now we've got a penalty coming up here. It's on the Astros, as taken down was, I believe it's on the Astros. We'll wait and see just a minute here. It's a boarding call, and we're going to wait and see who this is against. It looks to be Pinkerton's Ryan Christie. Yes, it will. So Christie goes to the box for boarding. Lancers are going to the power play after taking the 2-0 lead. Chance to add to that here with the extra man. As off the draw, Lancers win it. Coburn fed it to Jason Parker. Right in front, he couldn't get the shot away. Now Coburn works it back in behind the Pinkerton net, sends one to the front of the crease, right in front. Harper looking for it. He couldn't quite finish that one. It is indeed Colby Austin on the assist of the second Frank Winters goal there. Colby Austin and Lucas Poulin pick up the assists to make it 2-0 Lancers. So Frank Winters, the talk of the game here today. He's got 2 goals, and that is the difference. Lancers lead the Astros 2-0. As with 12:01 remaining in the second period here now, they had another issue with the clock that is holding things up here, because the Pinkerton penalty time did not start rolling, and they still don't have it going up on the scoreboard, so they're going to have to keep track of that one by hand, I would anticipate. As the Lancers work it around, still on the power play, Coburn couldn't connect with Mark Leach. That allows Pinkerton's Corsetto to clear it out all the way down. Now Corsetto taken down, or excuse me, not Corsetto, Landry taken down by Mark Leach along the end boards off to the far side of the Lancer net. That's going to be a Lancer penalty now against Leach. So Mark Leach goes to the box for interference as he took down Ethan Landry. It's the second penalty against Leach here today. And we're going to skate 4 aside now for, it would seem, just about a minute. And then the Astros will have an abbreviated power play. As off the draw, shot on comes from Pinkerton's Leonard. Blocker save by McGrath. He steers it to the near boards. Colby Austin gets this one out. Up ahead, he looks to connect with Matt Moriarty. As they battle for it at the red line, Pinkerton takes it away, however. It's Bailey Walsh, top of the far circle. Shoots one on. Blocker save by McGrath. He steers it up and over the net. Now Got a whistle and a stoppage off to the near side as Leonard and Moriarty, the two number 7s, were in there. And I believe this is possibly a result of the clock issue, the stoppage we've got here, because they continue to work with the penalty times on the scoreboard, and they're having some trouble with that. Both of them still read 2 minutes, both the Leach penalty and the Christie penalty on the Astros, so I anticipate they're keeping track of that by hand with a stopwatch because they can't do it on the scoreboard. The Pinkerton penalty has just about expired here with 11:11 remaining in this second period. Now it's Colby Austin feeding one out to Curtis Harper. Harper out over the red line, up ahead he finds Coburn, over the blue line, offside is the call. And they'll stop things once again here. Neutral zone draw coming up off to the near side. After the offside infraction against the Lancers. Now off the draw, Coburn had a piece of it there, then it was stripped from him by Michael Belmore. Out of the far boards it goes. It is Poulin over there, actually came out to center. Sends this one back down into the Pinkerton end. And the Astros are on the power play now. It is 5-on-4 for, actually, no, excuse me, it's 4-on-4. Still 4 aside, so the penalty against Pinkerton has not yet expired. Check that. So we're still 4-on-4. Colby Austin works this one down the near side, goes into the corner where it's picked up over there. It was Harper looking for it. He couldn't settle it down. It's taken away by Josh Barton. Works it out over the red line down into the Lancers end. Barton turns and shoots one on. Pat save by McGrath. That puck never left the surface of the ice. Good save by the Lancer netminder. Here's Coburn, top of the near circle. Shooting one wide of the near post. Now to the far side it goes. A shot from Colby Austin comes right on. Rebound in front. Score! Tic-tac-toe, and it's 3-0. I believe it was Lucas Poulin picking up the loose change in front, beating Brendan Murphy, and the Lancers take the 3-0 lead. With 10:06 remaining in this second period. And the Astros are going to call their timeout here to try and settle things down. All the momentum in the Londonderry direction right now as they lead it 3-0. And they are still having an issue with the clock as both penalties still read 2 minutes. They have not started to tick away. They are going to try to turn it off and reset it, at least down in the clock in the Lancers end of the ice, as there are two scoreboards at opposite ends of this building, and they're still having trouble with it. The Pinkerton penalty has expired now as Landry is out of the box. Mark Leach is still in there for the Lancers, so it's going to be a brief power play time for the Lancers. It is indeed Lucas Poulin getting the third tally of the day for the Lancers. Eric Coburn, the assist on that one, the captain. At 4:54 of period number 2. And it was a short-handed goal for the Lancers, as despite all the confusion with the scoreboard, it was unclear exactly when the Lancer or the Pinkerton penalty expired, however, putting the Astros on the brief power play. So it's a shorthanded goal for Lucas Poulin, making it 3-0. Mark Leach out of the box now. We're going to be back 5 aside with 9:36 remaining here in this second period, as they still try to jostle with that clock issue and get it settled. Down in the far corner now, battling for it, a couple of Lancers. Goes out to the line for a long shot from Ryan Kearney. Was on goal. Murphy got a piece of that one to steer it aside, and now gets the whistle. .9:22 remaining in period number 2. Lancers 3 and the Pinkerton Astros 0. I'm Adam LaFleur bringing you Lancer playoff hockey semifinal action on this Thursday afternoon, March 13th, as it's an offensive zone draw now for the Lancers. In the far circle, Curtis Harper unable to win it, but now Coburn looking for it over in the far corner. He gives it to Harper, edge of the near circle, shot right on. Rebound in front, Cooper Roy, point blank, shot it up high over the crossbar. Oh, what a chance there. Now it comes right back through the crease, and Roy floated that one just wide of the far post. Oh, a couple of glorious chances there for the Lancers. Couldn't quite finish it to go up by 4. But the Astros get it back out. Lancers come out 2-on-1. Coburn and Harper. Curtis Harper shot right on. Glove save by Murphy. Oh, he got the oven mitt on that one to deny Harper from close range. 2-on-1 rush there. A good-looking one for the Lancers, despite the save there by the Pinkerton netminder. All the momentum swinging in the Londonderry direction. Here as the Lancers have scored a pair of goals in the early stages of this middle frame to go up 2-0. Now out to the red line it comes. Pinkerton's Ethan Landry working it down the near side. He turns and sends one through the slot. No one home for the Astros. In the far corner now, Evangelista takes his man Corsetto into the boards over there. Now top of the far circle, backhand by Mike Donlin. Finds its way out to neutral ice. As they will regroup now along the end boards. It is Evangelista trying to clear this one out, and the Lancers do so successfully. Jason Parker backhands this one down to the far side into the far corner. Then the Astros pick it up. It is Ethan Landry bringing it up ahead. Finds, that was Corsetto shooting one. Good pad save there by McGrath, and then the Lancer defense clears the rebound out of harm's way. It sat in the crease for a moment. Now at neutral ice, taken down was Moriarty, as the Astros pick it up back in their own end and regroup. It is Steve Leonard sending it up ahead, unable to connect with Monty. Now Mark Leach sends this one down the majority of the ice. They wave off icing. Pinkerton trying to get this one back out to center, work it down to the Lancers' end. Michael Belmore has it stripped from him at the red line. So Steve Leonard will have to regroup now. He brings it in behind the Astros net. Coburn holds it in far boards as the Lancers doing quite well here in the second period. All the momentum in their possession as taken down at the edge of the near post Doherty of the Astros, but then Pinkerton comes up with it, manages to clear it back down to that Lancer end, try to start on a rush here. Mark Leach there behind the net, manages to get it out to center with some help from Harper, and the Lancer defense will get a breather there. Try to mount some more offense here. They haven't faced a whole lot of Pinkerton pressure here in this second period, as trying to work it down along the near half wall is Evangelista, stripped from him by Ryan Monty of the Astros, goes to the far boards where Leach picks it up. He works it around down in his own end. Behind the net, comes to the near side, feeds it up ahead for Evangelista, who tips it up to Coburn. Coburn, edge of the near circle, try to connect a pass with Curtis Harper at the top of the far circle. Couldn't quite connect on the pass there. Now here's Harper as it comes out and back in legally, however. Coburn feeds it to Harper in front, shot, score! Leave it to the captain to make it 4-0. Eric Coburn does the damage this time. Curtis Harper will pick up the assist as Coburn took the, Harper took the original shot. Murphy made the pad save. The juicy rebound came loose at the far edge of the crease. Coburn was there to backhand it and fire it upstairs where Mama hides the cookies or whatever variety of baked goods you prefer. And the Lancers take a 4-0 lead. That comes with just over 6 minutes remaining in this second period. Then some rough stuff off the center ice straw as Nick Donnelly is headed to the box for Londonderry. So Donnelly's going to sit. It looks like it's going to be a Pinkerton power play. Yes, it will. So the Astros working it now on the power play, trying to hold it into the Lancer zone. They do, which Josh Hamilton connects with Tyler Poole along the inboards. Poole down low, working out in front. Look out, it's loose in the crease. McGrath trying to get a glove down on that one. He couldn't do so. Astros with a burst of life here on this power play. As it comes down low once again, Corsetto fed it in front looking for Poole. Corsetto gets it back now out to the line. Walsh, center point, back to Corsetto, top of the near circle. He and Walsh trade possession as Walsh pokes this one down to the edge of the near circle to keep it alive, but then it gets away from Tyler Poole and comes back out to center. Down into the Astros end it will go now as the Lancers work around on the penalty kill. Comes back out over the red line now. It's a roughing call against Donnelly as there was some rough shoves exchanged right after the center ice draw. Look out, right in the crease it comes. A shot there on came from Walsh. Good pad save by McGrath to keep the Astros off the board. And now here's Moriarty working it out, trying the short-handed bid for the Lancers, but it's stripped from him by Walsh. Once again, he's been all over the ice tonight for the Astros. And he works it up ahead. He finds Corsetto, turning and sending this one through the high slot. No one home for the Astros, so Pinkerton clears the puck out for the Lancers. Londonderry didn't even need to send that one all the way down. Steve Leonard will regroup behind his own net. He feeds it up ahead to Ryan Monty. Astros get it up over the red line now along the far side boards. Evangelista in his own zone feeds it across to Mark Leach, who clears this one out and all the way down. As Nick Donnelly sits for roughing, they still don't have the clock issue worked out on the scoreboard, so it reads a full 2 minutes, even though there's a lot less than that left in the Donnelly penalty. Speaking of which, he comes out of the box right now. Penalty is over. We're back five-a-side as Jason Parker tries to work this one out in front. Into the crease it comes, and Walsh goes down trying to cover up. Now some more rough stuff down at the edge of the Pinkerton crease. As Curtis Harper and Mike Donlan were in the thicket of that with a couple of red jerseys as well. But that looks like it will break up with matching penalties. As Harper goes to the box, so he was in the thicket of that as we observed. Also, Steve Leonard for Pinkerton is headed to the sin bin. So it's going to be matching roughing minors, it would appear. Off the draw, nice shot there from Mike Donlan as Moriarty won the draw, tapped it back to Donlan, top of the near circle. And he shot one right on, pad stop by Murphy. He holds on to it. So the Pinkerton netminder, Brendan Murphy, not having a good day. He's been beat 4 times by the combined effort of the Lancer offense. And we are just over the midway mark of this game. Mark Leach now down in his own end. Feeds it to the near side for Frank Winters. Now Alex LaPlante gets a stick on it, can't clear it out. It's held in and shot on by Pinkerton's Ryan Christie. And then dangerously in the crease, it came loose for a moment. McGrath able to get it out of harm's way, however. That gets some cheers from the Lancer crowd off to our left, in behind McGrath's net. Now the Lancers trying to set up some more offense here. Nick Donnelly down in the far corner trying to work it around. It's taken away by Pinkerton's Hamilton. He works it up the far side. He finds, that was Walsh, I believe. Look out, they score. Tyler Poole gets the Astros on the board. The assist should go to number 8, Ryan Christie. Poole from Christie here, and the Pinkerton Astros get on the board, trailing 4-1. Wait for the official announcement. It should be Poole from Christie. Of course, we will wait for official word when we get it, but the Astros are on the board. We'll see if that can give them a burst of life here in the late stages of the second period. 2:53 remaining in this middle frame. The large swath of Pinkerton fans certainly energized by that tally. Off to the right as the Astros bring this one in, trying to mount some follow-up offense It is Corsetto along the far boards. Now Hamilton holding in for the Astros along the far side. Ryan Kearney behind the net for the Lancers. He tries to clear it out, can't quite do so. Held in by Walsh near point. Now it comes down low. Brett LaPlante on it there for the Lancers. And behind his own net, got around Ethan Landry and fed it to the far side for Jason Parker, who almost coughed it up right in front of his own net in the high slot. That was dangerous by Parker, but the Lancers recovered and managed to clear the zone. It is indeed Tyler Poole from Ryan Christie on the Pinkerton tally that makes it 4-1. Astros on the board here in the late stages of this second period. Here they come now, shooting one on is Seamus Doherty from the far boards. No trouble by McGrath with that one. He makes the stop. So we'll get a draw down in the Lancer end. 1:48 remaining in this second period. Astros just getting on the board a moment ago. Tyler Poole from Ryan Christie making it a 4-1 count. Pinkerton used their timeout after the Lancers went up 3-0. Still a sizable lead for the Lancers, but you don't want to sit back and get too comfortable. Anything could happen here. We've got over a full period still to play this afternoon. So it's 4-1 for Londonderry right now on this Thursday, March 13th. Semifinal action from JFK Coliseum in Manchester. Adam LaFleur bringing you the Lancers and the Pinkerton Astros here today. As the Lancers manage to clear the zone, and it's Cooper Roy bringing it down the near side now. Tough angled shot missed wide of the far post. Now Coburn can't quite hold it in at the far point. Lancers have to clear the zone. That allows Tyler Poole to move it up ahead. He fed Cronin for the shot that hit a skate of, I believe, Colby Austin, getting in the way of that one to block it. Now out here's Coburn the other way. Sends one into the slot. He connects with Harper. But Curtis could not get the shot off that time. That duo of Coburn and Harper scored the Lancers' fourth goal a few minutes ago, which made it 4-0 at the time. Since then, the Astros have got one of their own. So the deficit is 3 now for Pinkerton, as spilled is Pinkerton's Giovanni Corsetto legally by Lucas Poulin at the edge of the far circle. Pinkerton fans didn't like that. It gets some cheers from the Lancer fans here today. Now it's Colby Austin rather. Austin working around behind his own net, cleared it out to center. 22 seconds left in this second period as Austin gets it right back, clears it up the red line where Pinkerton's Steve Leonard sends it down into the Astros end. And we've got whistle and a penalty call coming up here. I believe it's going to be a contact to the head penalty, and it's going to go against Colby Austin. So that is certainly a penalty unique to high school hockey, contact to the head. And actually it's matching minors though, so it will not change the manpower situation. As also going to the box is Ethan Landry of the Astros. So I believe it was matching contact to the head minors. As time is going to expire here in period number 2, puck down and behind the Pinkerton net, and then it was sent to the far side by Josh Barton of the Astros as time expires. So a very productive period for the Lancers here in this afternoon's middle frame. They get goals from Frank Winters, Lucas Poulin, and the captain Eric Coburn to give Londonderry a 4-0 lead when added to the Frank Winters goal from period number 1. The Astros reduced the deficit to 3 at 4-1 when Tyler Poole scored late in that second period, assisted by Ryan Christie, and that is where we stand heading into today's second intermission. So Pinkerton will lead quite a period here in the third, but stranger things have happened, so we don't want to speak too soon as the Lancers lead at 4-1 through 2. I'm Adam LaFleur. You're listening to semifinal action here this afternoon from JFK Coliseum. We will be back with the third period in just moments. Stay with us. Welcome to the third period of semifinal action between the Londonderry Lancers and the Pinkerton Astros. Through two, it is the Lancers on top, 4-1. Londonderry with a pair of goals from Frank Winters, single goals from Lucas Poulin and Eric Coburn to add up to 4. Meanwhile, the lone tally for Pinkerton came from Tyler Poole. It was 4-0 Lancers, and then the Astros got one of their own in the last couple minutes of the second to get on the board. Here's Pinkerton down off the draw, looking for Corsetto in the near corner. Feeds it around behind the net where it's picked up by Ryan Monty. Couldn't do anything with it. Lancers taken away. Looking for Cooper Roy at the far along the far boards at neutral ice, but getting there first was Corsetto for the Astros. Now working it down in. It was Corsetto once again on a lengthy effort there. Londonderry clears it back down and out. We'll go back and forth here in the opening minute of the third and final period of regulation. Unless, of course, Pinkerton could mount quite the comeback. Of course, we hope not, as a shot is turned on and gloved and held by McGrath for the first stoppage of this third period. Now it's going to be Tyler Poole on the draw against Moriarty. Off the drop there, the Lancers come away with it down deep in their own end. Mike Donlan along the far boards. Taken away from him by Hamilton. Now Ryan Kearney, far corner, can't get it out. To the far point it goes where Pinkerton's Tim Cronin fires a shot wide of the far post. Now Parker comes up with it along the near side. He works it out over the red line. Down into the near corner it goes. Jason Parker fed it behind the Pinkerton net. Turning was Mike Donlan trying to feed one through the crease. No one could get a stick on it for Londonderry. It will go out and all the way down into the near corner now. On it there, Poulin for the Lancers. Cleared it out to center. Pinkerton sent it right back in on goal. McGrath there turns it aside with the right leg pad. And then the Lancers clear it the length of the ice. They'll get called for icing with 13:37 remaining in regulation. We can say that now as we're in the final period. Lancers 4, Pinkerton Astros 1. Biggest story of the day has been Frank Winters with 2 goals for Londonderry. And we've got a delayed penalty coming up here. It's on the Astros as Moriarty lost a stick. Believe, looks like it'll be a slashing call. And yes, indeed, it will. So going to the box is Ryan Monty of the Astros. Lancers are going to the power play now. 13:26 left, third period. As Ryan Monty sits in the box, there are also a couple of matching roughing penalties that have carried over to this third period. Both Colby Austin for the Lancers and Ethan Landry of the Astros sit in the box, so they will serve out the remainder of their roughing penalties from that exchange after the Lancers' fourth goal that occurred late in the second period. But the Lancers working around on the power play now. This time they've got the clock working. There's 1:29 left in the Londonderry power play. As it's Coburn at the edge of the far circle, he shoots one that found its way up high, I believe, and out of play into the protective netting above the glass in behind Murphy. So we'll get a draw off to the far side. Coburn to take it against the Astros, Bailey Walsh. And Coburn got a free, sent one wide of the far post. Now it comes down into the near corner. Looking for it there was Harper, couldn't keep it in. Mark Leach will regroup back in his own end for the Lancers. Feed it up to the red line. Cooper Roy couldn't settle that one down. Walsh takes it away, trying to come in on a shorthanded bid into the near corner. He's double teamed by the pair of Coburn and Leach. Lancers still having some trouble with it. Now Coburn's going to bring it back out to neutral ice. Down the near side, Coburn feeds into the high slot. Harper there. He works his way through the far circle. Backhands one in the front. Coburn couldn't fire it. Oh, he didn't shoot just quick enough. Nice pass there by Harper. Now back behind, Harper feeds Coburn along the end boards and behind the Astros net. He works it out, edge of the near circle, shooting. Scores! Twice as sweet for the Lancer captain as he gets his second of the game. and the Lancers lead it 5-1. Harper should pick up the assist on the Coburn tally. And with 12:01 remaining in the whole shebang, the Lancers restore their 4-goal lead. Coburn makes it a 5-1 affair. As off the draw, Lancers send it down into that Pinkerton end. Taken down along the end boards was Pinkerton's Seamus Doherty. And that's going to be a penalty call, I do believe. Yes, indeed. It's a tripping call against Mike Donlan, who took down Doherty. So Donlan's going to sit, and the Astros are going to the power play with 11:49 remaining in regulation. As the Astros try to get things set up here off the draw. Josh Hamilton, top of the far circle. Now he works his way into the slot to the front of the net. Look out, he shot one just wide of the near post. Then he fell down, and the effort comes right back into the crease. McGrath down on that one. He covers it and gets the whistle. As Pinkerton putting on a little flurry of offense here early in this power play. They also give Brett Evangelista an assist on that 5th goal of the game. So make it Coburn from Harper and Evangelista, making it 5-1. As the Lancers send it all the way down into the Astros end. Clearing it out, 1:34 left in the Pinkerton power play. Far side now, Bailey Walsh once again. Down into the corner it goes. Colby Austin all over him. Austin comes away with this one. Can't clear it all the way out, however, as it hit a skate of Corsetto. Came back to the end boards. Now Corsetto trying to work it through the far circle. Cleared out to the line by Colby Austin, not out. Walsh over to Hamilton, top of the near circle. He feeds one over to Poole, who spun around, couldn't get a stick on that. Now to the far corner it goes, down low. That is Pinkerton's Corsetto, up to Poole. Far boards, now at the point, Walsh sends one on, slowly floating wide of the far post. Colby Austin, edge of the crease. Now look out in front, it comes. Nets off the moorings. Where's the whistle? There should be one. There it is. Oh, for a moment I didn't think they were going to get it. There's not much worse than a man in stripes who doesn't have his eyes open. But thankfully they blow it dead as the net came out off the moorings in behind McGrath. .10:42 remaining in regulation, 53 seconds left in the Lancer penalty against Donlan. Out to the line, a long shot from Leonard. Ricochets off the end boards, went wide of the near post. Now Lancers clear it out. Up the near side, Moriarty trying to work a shorthanded bid now. Fires one on. Glove save by Murphy. As he got a piece of that one, couldn't halt the play, however, had no intention of doing so. Wants to keep it moving. If his teammates get something set up here with the man advantage. As comes to the near boards right in front of the Lancer bench. Moriarty takes his man, Monty, into the boards there, and Londonderry clears this one the length of the ice yet again. Astros back to regroup. 12 seconds left in the penalty against Donlan. It is Ryan Monty working it down the near side, top of the circle, fires a shot on. McGrath got a piece of that one with the glove, play still alive as the Lancers defense picks it up and clears it out. Success yet again on the penalty kill for Londonderry as Donlan's out of the box. We're back 5-a-side with 9:40, make that 9:38 now. Remaining in this third period, Lancers 5 and the Pinkerton Astros 1. Far point now holding it in was Evangelista. Came to the far edge of the crease. Murphy turned that aside. Now Harper, far corner. He's bodied in the boards by his man Day. And some rough stuff over there, and it looks like they're going to call Ryan Day for cross-checking. That is one I did not think they would call, but the referee was right there, and the Lancers experiencing quite a difference of officiating here today than the officiating they got when they played Pinkerton back in the regular season. In that game on February 22nd, all the calls went in the favor of the Astros. Today it's been more even, and the Lancers are going to the power play now as Ryan Day is going to sit for cross-checking. Down in that Astros end, they work it around, not for long though, as it is Ethan Landry clearing it out for the Astros. Evangelista up the near side, works this one around, comes down into the near corner where they'll whistle it dead just along the end boards there off to the near side. And it looks like faceoff's going to come all the way down into the Lancer end with 8:56 left in this third period. Lancers on the power play for another 136. Off the draw, however, the Astros control. They'll dump it deep into the near corner to kill off some time. Evangelista now leaves it there for Moriarty. Starts it out, feeds one up to the near side. Parker at the red line. He'll move it ahead, chip it to an open corner near side where it rolls behind the net. Now at the far boards, it is Hamilton picking it up for the Astros. He sends one to the near side for Barton. Josh Barton down the near side down to the Lancers end. Mark Leach right back up to center as back and forth they go here. Down along the end boards in that Lancer end once again. Here's Parker right in front. Whiffling one up over the crossbar from the far edge of the crease. Then the Astros clear it out. Jason Parker all over the play. He gets back on that one down at the opposite end now. Following it down, now to the far side it goes Donlin. Working it down the far side for the Lancers, trying to hold this one in. Londonderry couldn't quite do so. Now we've got some unhappiness in the crowd here today as we're going to have an interference call against the Astros. As it's the captain, Ryan Christie, that's going to go to the box. That was something that took place behind the play. Christie gets the gate for interference. So for 40 seconds, the Lancers are going to have a 5-on-3 power play. Then they'll have 120 of traditional 5-on-4, man advantage time if no further penalties are called. So it's Eric Coburn along the far boards up high, gives it to Colby Austin. They trade the puck now as it goes back to Coburn. Far corner, his man Tyler Poole all over him. Down low, Coburn trying to work it out of the far circle, gets it over to Austin, far point. Right back to Coburn, then back to Austin. They play again. Maquette shot by Austin from up high. Murphy got a piece of that, ricocheted wide of the near post. Now Cooper Roy feeds it up high to Austin, and then he dropped it off for Coburn, top of the far circle. That one didn't make it all the way to the net. Now Harper, far side boards, holds it there. Down low for Colby Austin, far corner. Austin, top of the far circle, Coburn. He holds on, looking to shoot. He does. Rung it off the iron. Eric Coburn there looking for the hat trick, but he got the post. Now far boards once again. Couple of Astros players in there. They managed to clear it out. John Hamilton got it out for Pinkerton. Now a tough angled shot from Ethan Landry. Slid through the Lancers' crease, but Londonderry quickly picks it up on the near side, clears it out of harm's way. Coburn now shooting one wide of the far post. Ricochets off the end boards. It's Lucas Poulin now in the near corners. It comes down out to the near point. Colby Austin now. He fires one on. That one went wide, hit a skate on the way to the net. Now along the end boards, Poulin looking for it. He comes up with it. Short pass over to Coburn, near side half wall. He waits. Looking, moves out to the top of the far circle. Now down low, Poulin along the end board. Sends it right through the slot. Both Austin and Roy were there, but no one could get a stick on it to hold it in for the Lancers. The first of the two Pinkerton penalties has expired. There is 13 seconds remaining in the second one. As Harper shoots from the top of the near circle. Pad save Murphy. So he got his blocker on that one. Now it goes in behind. Harper picks it up once again. We've got another delayed penalty coming up. It's on the Astros yet again. Now Harper has it down low. Slid one through the crease. Evangelista couldn't get the stick on it there. Into the near corner now. Evangelista and his man Barton do battle. Goes back in behind the net. Harper has it for the Lancers. Top of the far circle. Now it goes out all the way to the point. Shot by Winters. Was up high, rung it off the glass. Edge of the near circle now. Evangelista came up with it, fed it in front for Winters, who tipped it wide. Now edge of the crease, it comes out right in front again. Then finally the Astros Corsetto touches up. And we've got us yet another Pinkerton penalty. It is a cross-checking call, and it's going to go against. I'll wait and see who they send off. As going to be against Corsetto. So Giovanni Corsetto to the box for cross-checking. And the Lancers go right back to the power play. So you're starting to see the frustration on the part of the Astros come out as the Lancers lead this 5-1 heading into the final minutes of this third period. Pinkerton taking penalty after penalty here. And the Lancers will take it, however. They're going to have man advantage time to just kill off this rest of this third period, make it a sweet deal, and hopefully hold on to this lead and sail right into the state championship game on Saturday. McGrath out of his net to stick it aside for Mark Leach. Leach down there, moves it in front of his own net. Now out to the red line. He'll bring it up ahead to Nick Donnelly, who is offside, as it was either Alex LaPlante or Winters who was ahead of the play for the Lancers.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your way out tonight at the Maple Street Inn.
So they'll drop it at center ice after the offside call against the Lancers. Astros win that draw and backhand it all the way down to the Londonderry end. 1:14 remaining in the Pinkerton penalty against Corsetto. It was a cross-checking minor. The Lancers continue to work it around on the power play here. Londonderry 5 and Pinkerton 1 here, heading into the latter stages of this third period here today. As Pinkerton clears it down on goal, sticked aside by McGrath. He left it there for Leach, who feeds it up ahead. Alex LaPlante out over the red line. LaPlante let that one get just ahead of him. It's picked up by Hamilton, who gives it to Barton, who clears this one out, and it finds its way down into the near corner. 40 seconds remaining now in this Lancer power play as it's brought out by Evangelista. His man Walsh almost took him down from behind, but then here's Evangelista getting around everybody, working his way into the slot. Some nice stick work there. Then he went to the backhand and slid it into the pads of Murphy, who covers up for the save. 4:04 remaining in regulation time. That's how long the Lancers are away from advancing to the Division I championship game for the first time in Londonderry school history. The Lancer hockey program has never made it past the semifinals. We hope they're going to do that in just minutes. It certainly looks like they will here today. As the Astros clear this one out and all the way down, still on the penalty kill is Pinkerton. Now it is Lucas Poulin getting around his man Landry and bringing it up the far side. Taken there by the Lancers' Patrick Maloney. Works it down the far side. Over there now it is Colby Austin, sending this one to the front of the net where Doherty clears it out of harm's way for the Astros. Out to the red line it comes Poulin, trying to clear this one back the other way. He gets the backhand on it the second time and clears it to the red line, which is picked up by Leonard. Back down for the Astros. Pinkerton penalty has expired. We're back 5 aside. 3:22 remaining in regulation. That's how far the Lancers are from a sweet win here this afternoon in semifinal action, as they are hoping to complete the pounding of their dairy rivals, the Pinkerton Astros, here today. Far corner now, Lucas Poulin got a stick on that one, and we've got yet another cross-checking call, as they're certainly calling quite a bit here in this third period. This one is going to be against the Lancers. Moriarty goes to the box. So with 3:04 remaining in regulation time, the Pinkerton Astros are going to go to the power play here. Have a chance to say, we're not going quietly, we're going to pot one more. Here in the latter stages of this third period, 3:02 remaining now in regulation. As Pinkerton works it around out to the blue line, Walsh and Corsetto trade places back out to Walsh in the high slot. Pad saved by McGrath, but steered to the far side. Corsetto out to the line, Walsh far side. Down low, Corsetto top of the far circle, shoots one on, pad saved by McGrath. Rebound loose, multiple bodies in front, and the Lancers clear it out of harm's way. Then the play is whistled dead because the net came off the moorings in behind McGrath. This is the first of 2 semifinal games here this afternoon. The second one is going to feature the number 1 seeded St. Thomas Saints against the 4th seeded Manchester Central Little Green. That will start just shortly after this one concludes, and the Lancers are likely going to be watching that one to see who their opponent is going to be on Saturday. as Londonderry wins the draw. Trying to clear it out was Brett Evangelista. Can't quite do so. Walsh holding in far point. Now down low, Tyler Poole. Astros working around here on the power play in the late stages of the game. Corsetto top of the far circle. Fires one on. Nice play by the captain, Coburn, to block that shot with a stick. Now working it down low is Corsetto once again. Shot, I believe, hit the side of the net. Came off the stick of Landry. Then it comes down to the near side where Pinkerton's Josh Hamilton works it around, or John Hamilton, excuse me, works around near corner. Now out to Corsetto. They get it to the top of the far circle, laying down to block a shot. Coburn there. Astros still working around on this power play. There is 56 seconds left in the Lancer penalty against Moriarty. Now Londonderry manages to clear the zone. Coburn gets it out, and he'll send it down. 46 seconds left in the Lancer penalty. 1:47 remaining in regulation as a shot on from close range came from Tyler Poole. That one was gloved and held by McGrath as he will make the stop and get the whistle. Tyler Poole, who just took that shot, scored the only goal on the board for the Pinkerton Astros back in the late stages of the second period. That made it 4-1 at the time, but then the Lancers have since restored their 4-goal lead here with a goal from captain Eric Coburn early on in this third period to make it 5-1 where we now stand. Lancers get this one out all the way down. Mike Donlan gives chase with his man Prendergast, who got there first. Now it's Christie working that out over the red line for Pinkerton as he'll bring it down the near side. I have to say, every time I have announced his name, Ryan Christie, during the times the Lancers have played the Astros this season, I can't help but think of the New Jersey governor, Mr. Chris Christie, who's of course been in the news a whole lot lately with the whole Washington Bridge kerfuffle there. But that won't matter much now as they're going to work it around. Under a minute to go. Pinkerton fans heading for the exits as it's going to be what looks to be a very sweet one for the Lancers here this afternoon. 48 seconds to go. Pinkerton has it along the near side as the Lancer penalty on Moriarty has since expired. So we'll skate 5 aside for the rest of the final minute of regulation time. Lancers' Curtis Harper clears this one out to center as Colby Austin picks it up now. He chips this one all the way down into the Pinkerton end. On goal it goes, and Murphy will cover up for the whistle. You can hear the cheers from the Lancer crowd down to our left as the Lancers are 28.4 seconds away from notching their first state championship game appearance in school history. It's going to be quite a moment here in just seconds. Lancers 5, Pinkerton Astros 1, as the Pinkerton fans are heading for the exits very quickly now, as they don't want to see their team going to fall to the Lancers here today. Now Curtis Harper goes to the box for unsportsmanlike conduct. So Pinkerton will be on the power play for the rest of the game, only 24.5 seconds for that matter. So a penalty-filled third period. Most of the calls went in the Lancers' favor, but the last two are going to go in the favor of the Astros. So Pinkerton, with 24 seconds left in regulation, will be on the power play for the remainder of this game as they work it around now. Leonard sends one to the near corner for the Astros. Gonna get it out now for the Lancers. Chris Morello at the near point. Comes out to center. They'll blow this one dead. And we'll have a stoppage now. Well, the Lancers have had trouble in semifinal games. They've appeared here 3 times in the 3 out of the last 4 years, including this one here today. They lost those 2 previous appearances in disappointing fashions. I'm Adam LaFleur, and I've got a different story for you here today. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. That is it. That is the whole shebang. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. The Lancers are semifinal champions, and they are headed to the state championship game on Saturday, March 15th, just 2 days from now. We will see you at the Verizon about 5 blocks west from here as the Londonderry Lancers make school history, notching their first state championship matchup appearance. Oh, it's a sweet one here from the JFK Coliseum. handshakes at center ice now as the Lancers pound the Pinkerton Astros here this afternoon. 5-1 is the final in favor of Londonderry. And the Lancers send the Astros packing. So we will get you a scoring summary and do a wrap-up here in just moments as the Lancers wrap up a 5-1 win over the Pinkerton Astros here on this Thursday, March 13th, notching the ticket for their first state championship game appearance in school history. Someone called a conductor. The Lancers punched their ticket for their appearance at the Verizon on Saturday. Well, we'll get you the scoring summary now as the Lancers, after one period of play, had a 1-0 lead. Frank Winters scored at 5:15 of the first period. We went to the second with the Lancers up 1-0 when Frank Winters would score again, notch his second of the game, making it 2-0. Then Lucas Poulin would score for the Lancers, and also Eric Coburn, both in that second period. That made it 4-0 for Londonderry. Then the Astros would get on the board with their only goal of the game, Tyler Poole, scoring for Pinkerton. The assist went to Ryan Christie. That made it 4-1 at the time. And then we would head to the second intermission with a 4-1 count. Then the Lancers would get one more to ice the cake and make it a sweet one. Captain Eric Coburn notched his second of the game in the early stages of the third period to make it 5-1, and that would be today's final score. So a very good performance in net by goalie Joe McGrath for the Lancers. He gives up only one as the Lancers win it 5-1 here this afternoon. So the second semifinal game that will determine the Lancers' opponent on Saturday is coming up in just minutes. That's going to feature the number 1 seeded St. Thomas Saints against the number 4 seeded Manchester Central Little Green. As we wrap things up here today, Lancers doing quite well. They get out of this building, which has been unkind to them in previous years, and they'll make their state championship appearance on Saturday. So as much as we would like to, the unfortunate news is that due to legal obligations, we do not have the privilege to broadcast the Lancers' appearance in the state championship game on Saturday. So this will be the conclusion of our final broadcast for Lancer hockey here this season. We so wish we could bring it to you, but due to legal obligations at the Verizon, we are unable to do so. So I'll just give you some closing words now as we've enjoyed bringing you Lancer hockey throughout the 2013-2014 regular season. I'd like to thank a few people. First of all, our 2 cameramen that have shared the workload this year. Chris Livernoy, who's here today, filmed this one for you. Also, Joe Green did some of the workload filming the games. Also, we would like to extend a big thanks to Tom Coburn, the Vice President of Friends of Londonderry Hockey, who did a tremendous amount to make our broadcasts happen all season long. So a big thanks to him, and for everyone who has made this happen and made this dream of announcing hockey for mine come true. Not too many kids have a chance to do it at the school level, so it's been very nice for me to do so. Once again, today's final score, the Lancers 5 and the Pinkerton Astros 1. Londonderry gets the W. They punch their ticket for the state championship game on Saturday. For Chris Livernoy, I'm Adam LaFleur saying good night and thank you for joining me this season.